In today's video, we're going to go over two separate problems for conservation of mechanical energy. We're not going to be doing any math. We're going to be doing these in a qualitative way, just looking at the interplay, the change from kinetic and potential energy. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Step by Step Science. Get all my excellent physics, chemistry, and math videos. When I look at my YouTube analysis, I see that so many people who watch my videos have not subscribed. Please subscribe. Click the notifications bell. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. And don't forget to share this video. In addition to that, I've made a bunch of other teaching and learning materials, which you can find at my Teachers Pay Teachers website, whether you're looking for example problems, practice problems with all the solutions, notes for a bunch of different topics. What else do we have? We have some puzzles and games, and we have a bunch of activities and labs that you can do with PGT online interactive simulations. It's all there. The link is in the description below. And here we go. We have the first problem here, which is the ramp with the ball. The ball is going to start either here and fall straight down to point E, or it's going to start here at point A. These are both at point A. And in this case, it's going to roll down the ramp like this. And we are going to look at the changes in potential and kinetic energy as the ball does those two things. Now, before we get started, we need to set up the situation here. And we are going to say that between the ball and the ramp, there is no friction. That means that the only force acting on the ball, whether it's falling down this way to point E or rolling down the ramp this way to point D, the only force acting on the ball is going to be the force of gravity. And that means that mechanical energy of the ball is going to be conserved. And that means we can say that the mechanical energy is equal to the potential energy plus the kinetic energy. And that means that anywhere along the path of the ball, whether it falls straight down or rolls down the ramp, the mechanical energy is going to remain constant. All right, so here we go. Now, we said we're not going to do any math, but here we have our equations for potential kinetic and mechanical energy. Please remember that the potential energy is really governed mostly by the height of the ball, and that the kinetic energy is mostly governed by how fast it's moving, the velocity, and that the mechanical energy is the sum of those two values, the kinetic and the potential added together. All right, now, and also I think I have mentioned this, at the top, at point A, the ball is at rest, it has no velocity. So what's going on at point A? Well, at point A, the ball is at its maximum height, and therefore it's at its maximum potential energy. So we're going to show this with these bar graphs, and the ball has its maximum potential energy. This shows the relative amount of potential energy. And because it has no velocity, and the velocity is in the kinetic energy equation, that means it has no kinetic energy. So it has lots of potential because it's at its highest point, and that has to do with the potential energy, and the kinetic energy is zero. This amount here basically shows that there's no kinetic energy. And the mechanical energy is the sum of those two added together, and so it's at its maximum mechanical energy, like that. So that is at point A, maximum height, maximum potential, no velocity, no kinetic. Now the ball is going to first come down this way, down past B and C and down to D. When we get to B, you can see that we have lost some height. Well, the height is the thing that helps us or governs our potential energy. So if we lose some height, then we lose some potential energy. We have less potential. Well, where did that potential energy go? That potential energy was converted into kinetic energy because as the ball rolls down the hill, it's going to be gaining velocity. So we transformed some of the potential energy into kinetic energy. But once again, if we add up the kinetic and the potential, we get the mechanical, and it remains constant. You can see the mechanical energy is going to remain constant, and you can see we're losing potential, gaining kinetic, losing height, gaining velocity, and therefore we have less potential and more kinetic. Now at point C, because we said there's no friction between the ball and the ramp, then the situation is going to be exactly the same because it has the same height, and therefore it's going to have the same velocity. So it's going to have the same potential and the same kinetic energy. And once again, when we add those two, you can see that we have the same mechanical because we didn't lose any energy. If there was friction, then we would lose some of the energy from the ball and the ramp, or the ball would lose some energy as heat as it rolls along the ramp. But in this case, we said there's no friction, So the mechanical energy stays the same. Now at point D, the ball has come all the way down to the bottom and it has no height. Okay, this shows it basically at the very bottom, no height. If there's no height, then there's no potential energy. Well, where did all the potential energy go? It went into kinetic energy. You should kind of recognize when it rolls down the ramp, it's speeding up, and therefore it's going to have all that kinetic energy. All the potential energy it had at point A has now been converted to kinetic energy. Once again, we add them together, we have the same mechanical energy. Now we're going to go over here and look at point E. Well, point E and point D are basically the same thing because the ball has come all the way down, started at A, it's lost all of its height, and so it's lost all of its potential, and all the potential energy was converted into kinetic, and we add them up, and we get the mechanical energy like that. So really, the situation as far as the energy goes for D and E are the same. If the ball falls straight down, it's going to reach the bottom faster, okay, in less time than if it comes down the ramp. But at the bottom of the hill, it's still lost. In either case, it's lost all of its potential, and all of the potential has been converted to mechanical. So you can see as we come down the hill, we're losing potential, gaining kinetic, losing potential, and gaining more kinetic energy till we come to the bottom of the hill. And we have transformed all the potential energy into kinetic energy, but the mechanical energy remains constant. And we're going to do the same thing for this roller coaster. This is kind of a classic problem. At the top, it has no velocity. We're going to assume we bring the roller coaster up, and it basically stops here for a moment, and then it rolls down. So we're going to say no velocity. Here's our equations. And the same principle, there's no friction. The only force is gravity. Mechanical energy is conserved, and the mechanical energy is going to remain, therefore, constant. Now, we are going to start all the way over here on the very left at the bottom of the first hill. Now, at the bottom of the first hill, you should maybe have been on a roller coaster once or twice before, or you're at the bottom, once again, we have no height and we have no potential. Now, when you get on the roller coaster car, they stop the car so you can get on. So when you get on and it's at the bottom of the hill here, we're going to assume it's also not moving there and has no kinetic energy. And therefore, if we add 0 and 0 together, we have no mechanical energy. So this basically means no potential, no kinetic, and no mechanical at this point right here. This is what I mean by the bottom, right here. Now, what does the roller coaster do? The roller coaster pulls the car up to A. When it pulls the car up to A, it's going to be applying a force over a distance, and it's going to be doing work. The amount of work that the roller coaster does on the car from the roller coaster car, is going to be equal to the change in the potential energy. Also, you can think of it as the car is now at the maximum height, and therefore, once again, it's going to have its maximum potential energy. If we say it stops, then it's going to have no kinetic energy, and once again, we're going to have mechanical energy. The mechanical energy was given to the car when the roller coaster pulled the car up the hill. It did work. It raised the car up. It gave it some potential energy because it gave it some height. And the amount of work that it did is equal to the change in the potential energy. All right? Now the car, after stopping momentarily, is going to roll down the track. And point B is supposed to be halfway between the highest point and the lowest point. So now at point B, the car has lost half of its height. Well, if it's lost half of its height, it's lost half of its potential energy. Well, where did that half of the potential energy go? That's right. As it comes down the hill, it speeds up, and it's now gained kinetic energy. That potential energy, which it had no kinetic, has been converted into kinetic energy. But if you add these two together, you will notice that the mechanical energy remains constant, like that. Okay? That's at point B, okay, halfway down the hill. Well, all the way down the hill at point C, the car has no height. It's lost all of its height, and it's lost all of its potential. And that means all the potential has been converted into kinetic, and the kinetic at the bottom is equal to the potential at the top. All the potential energy that it had here was converted into kinetic energy. So you have lots of potential at A and no kinetic. At the bottom, you have no potential and lots of kinetic. All the potential energy has been converted to kinetic energy, and the mechanical energy is still the same. Also, you should think about, well, if all the potential energy has been converted to kinetic, at this point C is where the car is going to be moving the fastest, at the bottom. Sometimes people think, oh, along here somewhere it's moving the fastest. Well, it's moving the fastest at the lowest height at the bottom, and there it's moving the fastest. Okay, now we're going to go over D and E. We're going to leave C there for comparison. When you go back up the loop, you're gaining some height. So when you go back up towards point D, you're gaining height. Well, if you're gaining height, now you're gaining potential energy. You had no potential energy here. Now you've gained some height. You've gained some potential energy here. Well, where did that come from? That came from your kinetic energy, or the kinetic energy of the car. And that means, as you know, should make common sense, as the car goes up the hill, it loses some velocity, and therefore, it loses some velocity, so therefore it's going to lose some of its kinetic energy. Here are all kinetic at the bottom, and now we've given some of the kinetic back to potential. And this point is supposed to be a little higher than B, so they're not equal. It has a little more potential than kinetic, but once again, there we go, we have the same mechanical energy. All right, now we're going to do point E. Point E, we've come back down from point D. We're going faster, losing potential, gaining kinetic, but now we're going to go back up this hill a little bit like that. So we gained a little bit of potential energy. Okay, the remainder of the energy that we had from our kinetic is now kinetic energy like that. And once again, we add those together and we get the same mechanical energy. All right, so there you go. That is conservation of energy. That's kind of a qualitative look, kind of a conceptual look at the conversion of kinetic energy and potential energy as that roller coaster car goes along that track. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please do all of the following 5 things. Subscribe to my channel. Get all my excellent physics, chemistry, and math videos at Step by Step Science. Click the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Please give us a thumbs up. Please leave us a nice positive comment, and don't forget to share this video. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.